It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl. Welcome back to the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show. So now we know the real reason as to why Tyson Fury backed out of the rematch against Vladimir Klitschko. It wasn't because he was having mental health problems, as he had said, but it's because he has failed not one, but two drug tests, as he tested positive for cocaine. Because I had did a video not too long ago where I was talking about Tyson Fury backing out of the rematch against Vladimir Klitschko. And at the time, what Tyson Fury and his camp were saying was that he was going through mental health issues, that supposedly a doctor had stated that he wasn't medically fit to fight. But now we're learning that he tested positive for cocaine, and not too long after he tested positive is when he actually backed out of the fight and came with this whole crazy bullshit. Because when the whole issue about him supposedly being crazy came out, I was skeptical about it because Tyson Fury, he's known to be a troll. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, we've seen the stuff he's done on Twitter where he talks about wanting to rape boxers and where he's come out as gay supposedly and all this other shit. So I thought that most likely he probably wasn't physically prepared for the fight. He probably didn't train properly, and he used that as an excuse to try to get out of him getting his ass whooped in the rematch. And now we know the truth. And the truth is that Tyson Fury is in love with the Coco. He's a big ass fucking cokehead. And in the aftermath of these failed drug tests, Tyson Fury is still trolling. He don't give a fuck. If you go to his Twitter page, he changed his name to Tyson Montana. In his profile pic, he's got a picture that's photoshopped of Scarface with the fucking pile of coke on the table, and he photoshopped his face over it. And I'm just disappointed to see how things have turned out for Tyson Fury, because I gave him a lot of props when he defeated Vladimir Klitschko. That was his first big fight. He ended up getting a huge victory over a heavyweight champion who had reigned over the division for years. With that victory, he had a chance. He had the potential to become a superstar from that. And instead of doing that, he becomes a fucking cokehead. And it's not just this issue with cocaine. Like I said in a previous video, he's got a hearing coming up where he has to explain himself about these allegations of him testing positive for steroids. And while the cocaine test is a separate issue, right now his credibility ain't looking too good, so I'm not really sure what to expect from that hearing. And as far as his heavyweight titles, from what I'm hearing is they're thinking about stripping him of the WBO and WBA belts and potentially having a match between Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua for those titles. If they do strip him of the belts, I really wouldn't have a problem with it, because he's basically fucked himself over right now with this shit. In the future, if he can clean up his act, I think that he should have a shot to try to get his belts back. But as of right now, he's fucked himself over with this. And I mean, I really can't see a way to try to defend the situation for him. And I was actually able to find out when it was that Tyson Fury had did the cocaine that led to these positive tests. I got homies in the UK, so I started asking around to see if they had any info on this. And it was actually Joe Calzaghe that had broke it down for me. Joe Calzaghe, as you know, has had problems with cocaine in the past, and it appears that he still has issues with coke right now, because he said that on the day in question, Tyson Fury had invited him over his house because he had an 8-ball on him. And Ricky Hatton showed up with Joe Calzaghe because Ricky Hatton also was a cokehead in the past. And basically, when they got to Tyson Fury's house, they started getting fucked up. And a couple hours into the coke party, Oscar De La Hoya shows up at the door. De La Hoya was actually in the UK doing press conferences for the upcoming Jorge Linares fight at the time. And he heard that Tyson Fury was holding, so he decided to roll through. And you already know when Oscar get on that coke, He be crazy, man. So he showed up with the panties on. Oscar shows up. He starts doing coke. Next thing you know, he's dancing for Tyson Fury and shit. Joe Calzaghe told me him and Ricky Hatton really wasn't feeling that shit when they seen Oscar dancing with the panties on. But Tyson Fury, he came out as gay not too long ago on Twitter, so he was feeling that shit. He was making it rain on De La Hoya. Donald Trump was in the back getting coked out too. He seen De La Hoya dancing and shit, and he was screaming at Tyson Fury. He was like, grab him by the pussy. And that's pretty much what went down. Not too long after that, Tyson Fury took the test and motherfucker got popped for cocaine. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on this whole situation with Tyson Fury testing positive. And I actually want to get your thoughts on this whole situation. Do you think that Tyson Fury should be stripped of his belts? And what do you see as Tyson Fury's future? Do you think that he can come back from this, or do you think that he's basically just fucked himself over? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on out.